What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Merzette and this is my BMW S1000Rr. Today we're going to be installing a carbon fiber rear seat cowl as well as removing the rear passenger pegs. So let's get right into it. So we got this bracket that we would typically need to transfer over. I bought a brand new one from the dealer, so I'm going to use that instead. That way I could reuse my seat pretty quick. The only thing I'm going to have to swap over is the lock cylinder. So they have a lot of aftermarket options for these, but I didn't want to use aftermarket because I feel like the reviews are a hit or a miss. So I'm going to be swapping this over, and then I'm going to order a new one from the dealer because I got to go by VIN number. That way the key matches. Let me show you guys the seat cowl really quick. Here it is. Really nice quality. I don't see any imperfections in the finish. It's a nice weave. So once you take these two screws out, you got this little piece in the middle. You're just going to pull this plastic piece off like that. And then pull this metal piece off. And now what you got to do here, there's a little like tab. You just got to push it like towards the lock cylinder. So we're just going to put this in here and lift up, and it'll release it. All right. Very straightforward. All right, once you get the lock cylinder out, you're gonna unscrew these three bolts. They're Torx T20s. You could buy these from the dealer as well. I think it's about $95 US for the kit. Comes with new screws. I did have to grind the seat cowl on the left-hand side right here, just because I couldn't get enough like adjustability to line it up with these holes. So I'm not too pleased as far as the quality when it comes to that. But the seat cowl itself, like the weave and everything, looks amazing. It just this whole locking mechanism, this bracket lining that up, kind of sucks. You can't really get it to sit flush here. I'm going to do some washers here because there's a gap. I'm going to kind of try to even it out. Also, these three screws are not going to be used here. You're not going to drill any holes there. You're just going to use these two where the metal bracket goes, which I'll go over in a second. Alright, so once you put this plastic piece in there, you're not going to screw anything down yet. You could pop in the lock cylinder. You're going to see this little metal clip kind of lock in there. Alright, that's locked in. Now you could put this metal piece on, followed by the little plastic piece. You want to make sure you put this metal piece on correctly. These two holes are supposed to go on the left-hand side. I'm not going to reuse the stock screws that hold in this metal plate. I'm going to use the smaller ones that we removed here. These three holes. Alright, so I don't know what it is with these cowls, but this side is a little bit in more than this side. My last one was like that as well from years ago on my red bike. I had the same exact brand and everything. And this side was in more than the other side. So to help alleviate that, I'm going to use a washer here to kind of level it out. That way this bracket sits level. Otherwise it'll be sitting crooked on the bike, which would drive me crazy. All right, now we're going to put these little threaded clips on. I wish they would do a better job with these mounting points. Alright, came out looking pretty good. The gap isn't too bad. There's still a slight gap here, but even the OEM C-Cowls have the same gap. That's just how they are. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is remove these rear pegs, because with the C-Cowl there's no point in having those. I'm probably going to do a 360 camera mount here. So do a peg delete, do the camera mount on this side. Forgot to mention with the C-Cowl there is some movement. It is a little bit loose here, but I'm probably going to put rubber on the spot where it actually slides on. That way it kind of snugs it up a little bit. When you got aftermarket stuff, it's rare that the fitment's ever 100%, but it's pretty damn close. Yeah, the rear pegs on these bikes really ruin the look. It's nice having the ability to have passengers though. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to be doing the camera mount on this side. We'll get some new screws here. Got to measure them up. Other side's just going to have the screws to fill in those holes. Probably some nice dome head screws, like a flush look. Removing the rear pegs really improves the look of these bikes. The only trade-off is you can't have passengers, which kind of sucks. Alright guys, I finished putting the C-Cowl on. Came out looking really good. It changes the whole look of the bike. It did require some modifications though, which is to be expected with aftermarket parts, at least some aftermarket parts. Got a few more finishing touches to add, and I'll be finally taking this thing out for a ride. The weather is finally warming up, which is awesome. But yeah, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more. I'll catch you guys later.